Okay, welcome back, guys. That was the TMB, a 102-mile loop trek that passes through France, Italy, and Switzerland. Most people will do the trek anti-clockwise starting in Les Houches. I started above Charmony by taking the lift up and also did it anti-clockwise. When did I go? I completed it the 12th through the 19th of September. Best time to go. I think starting at the end of August, perhaps the first week of September, will give you the best chance for fewer people on the trail and good weather. I would have completed the loop in 6 days, but I got lost in Switzerland, so it was a 7-day trek for me, but more on that later. Here's a list of some of the costs involved for this trip. The refugios included a dorm bed, dinner, and breakfast. Most people will fly to Geneva and take a bus over, but I wanted to see Paris, so I flew to that city and then took the train to Charmony and then back to Paris. Okay, so now I'm going to use all trails and give an overview of the trail and show where I got lost as well. So here is the Tour du Mont Blanc loop. At the bottom here, showing some elevation gain. So quite a bit of elevation gain on this trek, up and down, with sort of a flat section here in Italy. This side is France. This section, so this is the borders here. This section is Italy, and then up here is Switzerland. Again, most people start in Les Houches, which is right in this general area right here. So by day 3, I didn't have a working phone, so I didn't have any navigation, and I also wasn't able to use my drone. The one night I stayed in a refugio in Italy was right around here, above Courmayeur. And then the second time I stayed in another spot was in Champex in Switzerland. So it was 5 nights in a tent, 2 in refuges. I got lost and ended up going in the snow over here. So because I didn't have a phone for navigation, there are some sections that say it's the Tour du Mont Blanc, trails that say Tour du Mont Blanc, that I was following, which I think, of course, the red here is the actual trail. That afternoon I took this trail here and ended up reaching this spot and then this way. So I think that night I slept right around here somewhere, I believe. And then that morning, without able to check my phone, I was hoping to continue on the trail and then end up catching the loop again. That it proved to be the wrong choice, but I ended up stopping here and then continuing on. This is all in the snow as well. And then I reached this also, this spot right here as well. And this is all glacier right here. But I walked here and then I reached this. From this point was the furthest point which I took a few clips from, and then ended up walking back down that afternoon. This was all snow, and then reaching somewhere around here which it stopped being snow, and then back down. That night I then stayed in Champex. So that was sort of the detour I made because I didn't have a map or navigation on my phone. And then from there, that last day, the 7th day, I went from Champex to pretty much this spot right here. So this was a fairly long day. I reached up the mountains above the Charmony Valley. One point of interest too, I would say the best food I had along the trek was up here at the border of France and Switzerland. I believe it's somewhere around this spot right here. There's a great spot to, I'm gonna say it's right here. that's a great spot to get lunch. I ended up having some soup, carrot soup that tasted just like my grandmother used to make, and a really good omelet and bread and cheese, and yeah, the meal was delicious here. So that was one of the food highlights. And I would say also France really knows how to make some croissant, but also here at Courmayeur there was a spot which I bought two croissants, one with like some sort of berry filling and then another with pistachio. So that was those are some good tasting croissants as well. But yeah, that covers just a real brief overview really here. I'm not going to kind of go over the nights where I slept, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. But that sort of just covers really the loop and the countries it passes through, and the one day, the adventure day of going up the mountain, going into the snow. Turned out all right, but if I was to do it again, I definitely would have preferred to stay on the loop here. It wasn't really the best decision to be walking in the snow all that day. Somewhat dangerous. So anyways, that about wraps it up for the all trails portion of this video. Also wanted to show a few clips of some interesting animals along the trail. I really enjoyed the TMB. I think it's one of my favorite treks to date. If you liked the video, please consider becoming a subscriber. I just finished hiking the Picos de Europa in Spain, and I'm currently in Calvi, Corsica, getting ready to do the GR20. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and take care.